Wait, so that's the new thing?
Yeah.
That confused me. I was starting the intro, and then you played this. I'm like, why are you playing that for?
Streaming all around.
All right. Well, welcome to the It's Real to Me podcast on the It's Real to Me podcast YouTube page and the Philly Sports Talk podcast page.
Yes, sir.
This is going to be a new format. We got guys. We're going to integrate two shows together on both of the YouTube channels. Because we get more reach that way.
Absolutely.
But the first thing I want to talk about, and I touched on this last night.
Mm-hmm.
The releases. Is there anything more you want to elaborate on?
I mean, we pretty much said what we had to say. I mean, what else there is to say than sorry about that. But pretty much kind of just really dropping the ball on really potential talent like Hit Row. I mean, I don't know though.
What's up?
Oh, a good old Birdman. Holy shit.
Yeah, we touched on that. And then now the next thing I want to mention, we've already done a video on this, is the whole Charlotte Flair thing.
Oh, absolutely.
The thing that really bothers me, you had your take on it, on the
absolutely
the video. My take on it is, why bring sexism into it? Roman Reigns gets overpushed. Fans collectively hated that. Is he a female? No, he's a male. Charlotte Flair, same thing. She gets overpushed. No one likes her.
Absolutely.
She blames it on, she's a woman. That is not the case.
And actually, even Becky, because I just found an article, actually, that was written technically today. Mm-hmm. Becky Lynch actually slammed Charlotte Flair for her comments.
Completely. On Twitter. On Twitter, bro. She completely slammed Charlotte.
And this is what she had to say on Twitter. No one on our roster acts like this. Man or woman, gender ain't the issue here.
It's not. It really's not. She is not lying about it. Gender isn't the issue. The issue is she's being overpushed.
Exactly. And
the thing that also bothers me is her father.
Oh my Lord.
Her damn father. On Twitter.
Now yes, I mean, we get it. She's a great performer. I mean, that we can't take that away from Charlotte. She is a great.
We cannot take that away from her. She can cut a promo. She can work in the ring. But the problem is,
they're over pushing her way too much than to our liking.
They push her way too damn hard. She wants the spotlight on her 24/7, 7 days a week.
Because of the Flair
5 days a year. That's the real problem.
That is
the problem. Isn't that she's not a great performer. She is. If she wasn't overpushed, I would have liked her.
And we wouldn't be talking about this too.
We wouldn't be talking about this. We would have loved her. Hell, in the beginning, when I saw her first title run, I gravitated to her.
Yeah, because it's like yes, we get that she's Ric Flair's daughter, and just like she knows how to pick up on his mannerisms a little bit too. It's like
that's exactly what Rob says, man. It's the Flair legacy, and they're trying to keep that alive, which is kind of dumb considering what he did. And her father doesn't, and Charlotte, I don't even think wants anything to do with the guy.
Which I can't blame her. I mean, none of us
can't blame her either. And we said and at the same time. What's your thought?
But yeah, like to add to that, like we said, and we've seen this on another occasion too with Ric Flair's son and his failed run in WCW. And this is kind of what this is kind of, but Charlotte Flair, this is a little bit different for her or for the Flair family, because yes, what happened, and because I know the fact that they were trying to keep this legacy alive as long as they possibly can, which is basically kind of overstayed its welcome. I mean, obviously, Charlotte Flair is still a great superstar, great performer, great excellent work on the mic, but just
of course she's going to be overpushed. It's because she's a Flair, and plus I think brother has something to do with it because he was supposed to be the one in the ring. Yeah,
that was
her brother.
That was what I was touching on, because
not David, but the one who died, because he was wanting to be the one to be in the wrestling business, and he died.
Yeah,
remember at the beginning of COVID when Charlotte was on Raw, SmackDown, and NXT at the same time? That's why we don't like her. She's everywhere. She's a great performer. I don't need her 24/7. That's what we're saying.
Absolutely, because
exactly
it's
what we're saying.
And we're not trying to throw any shade at her, because it's like you have so many other people on the roster you can give a lot of spotlight to.
You could have given the spotlight to people like Liv, people like
Oh, and that's another thing too I forgot to mention yesterday. It was Tony Storm. Tony Storm is going to go after. So Tony Storm
is going to be in the 5-on-5 elimination tag match at Survivor Series.
Plus, she is also going after the SmackDown SmackDown Women's title against Charlotte as well. From what I've been hearing.
Hopefully, so she's the one. Hopefully, she wins that belt.
And we said the same thing
about sick of Charlotte.
And we said the same thing, and we heard about Becky dropping hers to Liv. So you got two potential.
The thing is, with the Liv and Becky match, I mean, I wouldn't be mad either way. I wouldn't be mad either way.
Oh, absolutely.
But right now, I don't think Becky is liked by a lot of fans, so it wouldn't be right for her to have the belt still.
True, but I feel like
Liv being a fan favorite.
I mean,
that's money right there. That's
exactly
put the belt on her.
And it's just like, and kind of what we touched on, and
from Rock's daughter shows up, she's going to be pushed too. She is.
Because it's like, if you're not in like a
no lies detected with that comment.
That is absolutely. And because like to actually follow what Damien said too, like if you're not in the wrestling family, like the Flairs or the NOY family, you ain't getting pushed for jack shit.
No,
unless because like look at Naomi. Let's take Naomi for example. The fact that she married into the family, and she still got a push from that too, because of that family name.
Before she married into that family, she was not even utilized well. She marries into that family, she gets a push.
It's like
out of freaking nowhere.
But, and the thing is too, the NOY family has a lot of respect to their name. Same with the Flair family. But after what has transpired with the last year or so with the Flair name, it's just kind of just like the Flair name is kind of tarnished. But I just kind of feel like they got to stop pushing, those who are in the wrestling family. Which, granted, I know that sounds like Jack sounds like crap, but that's just kind of how I want to see things. But obviously not taking away from Roman, but Roman's doing a pretty good job so far with his run at the moment.
The thing is with you could do things very well if you're in a wrestling family. Look at Eddie.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about it. I forgot about the Guerrero family.
Hold on. Look at guys like Randy Orton. He's a third generation guy. He wasn't overpushed. Eddie wasn't overpushed.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, if you don't because it's just like you see those two guys right there. Like, they were hard workers in the ring. Like, they try to earn their push, not give it to them.
Yep. Because I know Randy Orton was put into a faction like his second year, but the thing is, he still had to work to get a world title run, and it took him 2 years. He didn't get one until he turned babyface in 2004 when he beat Benoit.
Yeah, which if memory serves me, that was his very first title in his run. Very
first world title in his run, and the thing is, it wasn't really that long, honestly.
No. Which I feel like, if memory serves me, did he get squashed afterwards? I don't know. I might be wrong with that.
No, he didn't get squashed. He started feuding with Triple H, and he dropped the belt to Triple H because of his run, and that was a problem in itself. But we're not gonna get into it.
Oh yeah, I think we kind of just talked about it, and that's another thing too. And like you said, I mean, Eddie had his moments too. Like, I mean, where's
He didn't win. He didn't win the world title until 2000, like 4.
Almost, yeah. And he's been not because because I know he was a major WCW guy in his early days, but when he came to WWE at the time, was that what, early 2000s, before 2000? I'm not. I mean,
he came in. I think he came in '99.
Okay, yeah,
He was with the Radicals in '99.
Because thinking about it, that he broke in with the Radicals in '99, but didn't get an actual championship push to 2004.
Yeah.
So that kind of shows you the kind of hard work he's been, and God rest his soul.
That's the problem with Charlotte Flair. She's thinking she's so high and mighty now because she's been given that silver platter, and no one is going to respect her anymore. Yeah, they already lost respect for her when she was given the silver platter initially, but now with those comments,
that's a whole different life for Charlotte, because it's like, and to finish every thoughts, I was thinking when she was given that silver platter, that kind of just overstayed its welcome, because. But like, say hypothetically, she does retire. Like she's probably going to leave a negative impact.
For sure. She's not leaving a positive impact. I hate to say it.
I think the only one I can think that can leave a positive impact is probably Becky, and what she had.
Becky would leave a positive impact. Sasha Banks would leave a positive impact. Bayley would. A lot of talent would. But the problem is there's quite a few in WWE that, irk me. And one got fired, luckily, Nia Jax.
Which we've kind of touched on.
Yeah. Charlotte Flair, you think she's all high and mighty because she's almost going to get her father's reign and whatever.
Exactly. It's just like, it's getting to the point, and now from what we're hearing, that like you shared on social media, that the work environment is so toxic to the point.
I don't even want to like. I'm going to touch on that, dude. I'm touching on that. Lately there's been countless wrestlers, not just one, countless ones, including Taya Valkyrie. He made it known.
And it's like, and
she flat out said it. She flat out said what I have said.
Absolutely.
Vince McMahon is not for the fans. He's only for the money. And Taya came out and said those exact words on Twitter.
I was just like, man, and it's crazy, man. It really is crazy. But it's just kind of feel like, and that's the thing too. Like, Tyler Valkyrie in her own right was a great talent, but just really never gave her the chance. And then
she was given like 6 matches and then cut.
It's like, now you're fucked. Yeah, so you're fucked. And that applies to Johnny. Because I still have, pardon me, I still have Lucha Underground on my brain. I met John Morrison.
Call him Johnny Wrestling. I don't give a damn.
I mean, that's
at this point he's going with a different last name. At this point, he's not John Morrison. He's going with a different last name. Expect a different last name.
Well, yeah, it's just like the fact that you dropped the ball in the second run, man. You just absolute.
The thing is, the crazy part is, dude, this second run mirrored his first, which isn't good at all.
Also, it's like
it mirrored his goddamn first. You had him in the tag team with Miz. Miz turns on him, and then
he gets written off.
He does diddly squat for a few years, and then he's done.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. It's like now we're seeing more of these releases. It's like
he seemed nice in real life. Nia seemed nice in real life. Apparently, the excuse of
okay, yeah, I know where Mason or Miles was going with that.
I don't believe that shit. I don't believe that shit either. Him being friends with Donald Trump, I don't believe that he's, pro-vaccine.
I don't think so either.
And the reason why I'm telling you, the reason why she got cut,
Because
she was an unsafe worker in the ring. She needs to learn, and I know in her heart, and I don't hate her as a person. As a wrestler, I didn't like her because she was like very unsafe. I know in her heart she didn't mean to hurt anybody. She didn't want to hurt anybody. She went a little bit too hard at times and got into it, and then knocked some people out, injured some people.
No,
the thing Nia needs to learn. The thing is we don't mind her back in wrestling, but she needs to learn to not get super into it like that.
Because
let up a little bit. Let up on your punches. Have an open fist like this, and just let up. And that's all you have to do. Just pull your punches. Don't go full fledged. Pull your punches.
I mean, I don't know if you can agree with this. I kind of feel like she was like, when she kind of broke in, I feel like she was like super green. I don't know if you can agree with me on that one, because
I can agree with you on that one, because she was in NXT for like a few months, and then she got called up in 2016, 2017.
Yeah,
she wasn't even in NXT for very long. She didn't have proper development, and that was her problem.
And that's the thing, like, if she would have stayed, like, say, hypothetically, if she did stay in NXT for, I don't know, say, like, a couple of years, like, kind of hold. Yeah, like, we didn't even talk about this. And then she would have dominated NXT. I mean, like, it's just like, there's a lot of things, like, there's a reason why NXT was a developmental brand, and we saw, like, think about it this way, without NXT, we wouldn't have, like, great superstars like Finn Balor, Asuka in the women's division.
Yeah, but the thing is with Finn Balor, he's also getting screwed.
That's that's right. It's like, now you're screwing probably one of the best talents that you ever had in the company.
Asuka, I don't even think I've seen her on TV.
I just kind of,
I know I haven't watched Raw and SmackDown a lot, but even in highlights, I don't see her in segments. I don't see her in highlights of matches.
Which it kind of leads me to two things. Either she's probably been written on TV, or she's probably recovering from an injury. Those are the kind of two thoughts that run through my head.
I'm assuming she came off of injury, if I remember correctly. I'm not sure. She might be injured. I don't know. But the thing is, I haven't seen her in a while, so I don't know what's going on with her. If she is injured, hopefully she gets better.
Absolutely.
Because she's a great talent to have. Awesome talent. And she's also one of the nicest people in her life. So it's like she deserves a lot in life.
And the fact that, actually, I don't know. Like, I don't know. But other than Asuka, I mean, I don't know if there's any Japanese-born champions in the company before Asuka, because I think she also made. Then again,
I think the jury was.
Well,
when he was a cruiserweight champion.
Okay, cruiserweight. But when it comes to the women's division, like she was like the very first, if I'm not mistaken. Because
I'm not sure what nationality Gail. Hold on, Rob. I don't know what nationality Gail Kim was.
She was more like, I think from what I saw, like she was more like Canadian American.
No, I'm talking about, but she was like either Japanese or whatever from, like, she's mixed with that, but Canadian too.
Yeah. And then again, that's
either she's Japanese, Canadian, or whatever.
Whatever. Yeah, it's like
she may have been the first.
Okay, yeah, but then again, another talent that, and that's another thing too. It's like you screwed over Tajiri, probably one of your better talents that you had. In like the recent memories since in the early 2000s, maybe mid 2000s, maybe.
You literally made him come back in 2016 for the cruiserweight division,
which was
perfect for a week.
And then you screw him.
You cut him after a week. Like, what?
And you're seeing, and I don't know. I know you can't. I know this may sound like a stretch, but I have a gut feeling if Finn Balor's going to keep continually get screwed, and I have a feeling he's going to leave at some point in time. Finn Balor.
He's got it.
Same with Ricochet.
I hate to say it, but he's got to. He's not. They looked at him highly, and then he got hurt once.
And think about it, he was the very first inaugural Universal Champion, and then
for one day because of an injury. And the problem is that they're too scared to put him back in that picture because they think the title has a fucking curse.
And it's just like now I don't know. It's crazy though. So you're getting like you have these high talent superstars that you have Finn Balor and Ricochet. You're probably the top two best high flyers that you have in the company.
That's a crime.
That is an absolute
Ricochet, that's a crime in itself.
That's an absolute travesty.
Literally, the guy is built like a cruiserweight. He fights like a cruiserweight. Put him in the goddamn cruiserweight division in NXT.
Absolutely,
that would have been great. But the problem is they're not thinking highly of the cruiserweight division because 205 Live ain't even 205 Live anymore.
No,
you have guys and girls over 200 pounds, 205, over 205 pounds wrestling on the show.
Which is, I mean, it makes the show redundant at that point.
205 Live is now a Sunday Night Heat or a main event for NXT. And that's another problem. Vince killed 205 Live.
And this is the thing too, like I actually enjoy watching 205 Live. I'll be quite honest with you.
I did too. I liked it. I know people in the beginning didn't give it a chance, honestly. I gave it a chance and I liked it.
Yeah, I mean you had like guys like Drew Gulak, gotta shout out him from the Philadelphia area. Which is pretty cool to see.
I still marked out when he was like wearing a Sixers jersey. I'm like, he's from Philly. I'm like, yeah. That's the one. It's either him or Brie Bell that I would wish just to catch at a damn Eagles game.
Oh my god!
I wish I would have caught them at Eagles game.
And another guy that I actually liked was Tony Nese. Another guy you dropped the
great talent, tons of charisma, bro, tons.
Like a nice, like I just like, and I mean out of the. Hang on, I'm trying to think who else was on there. Oh, I'm losing. I think Donovan Dijak, but no.
Dijakovic or whatever,
or something like that. Something because I can only remember him from Ring of Honor.
Yeah, when he was Dijak and they gave him this like weird finish to his last name, Dijakovic. I'm like,
what?
If he's not a Russian dude, I don't want it. He ain't no Russian dude.
And that's another thing too. Like WWE would almost screwed over Brock Lesnar before his first run. Oh, hang on, I can't hear you.
I literally was just mouthing to myself.
Oh, okay. I thought you got muted.
Nope. I was just mouthing to myself.
Like, could you imagine how bad that would have been if Brock Lesnar got fucking screwed so badly to the point it's like,
I don't even want to imagine that shit because I'm glad it didn't happen. But
I mean, you just got to think too.
That literally would have pissed fans off.
And think about it this way: even Paul Heyman himself, like, actually did it like kind of like a shoot style interview, and he kind of told a story about it too. Like, it's like Brock Lesnar, you should be rushed, like this, like the most bullshit thing. Like, it's like
you literally had guys like fucking Pritchard and whoever else telling him this shit. Then you had Taz. I like Taz. What he said.
I mean,
don't listen to them. Don't listen to them. Listen to you.
And think about it this way: without him, or without Paul Heyman, I mean, Brock Lesnar would not be the next big thing that we know him as.
Yeah, exactly, and he wouldn't be this megastar that he was back in 2003 and what he is now.
Exactly, and the fact that and not to mention too, like even before, I mean, he was somewhat hated to some extent, but
I mean, like the thing is, when he came back and he was in that part-time schedule, I did hate him for it, but then I'm thinking, in terms of box office draws,
I mean, he pretty much checked all the boxes for that.
This is the smartest contract he's ever been given,
and he's still super over. He's still super over though. That's the crazy part though.
and they didn't give him a Survivor Series match.
Which is an absolute. Well, then again,
it's a fucking crime.
I mean, you and
I was watching Survivor Series 03 earlier. There was at least one world title match. One. There's none on the card.
Ooh.
This year. None at all. It's all Survivor Series matches.
Which credit to you live up to the theme, but man, you could have at least done a lot more.
You could have added a little bit of variety. Yeah, you have the women's title matches. You could have had at least one world title match. Hell, there was a women's title match on Survivor Series 2003. Had a world title match to accompany that.
Absolutely.
That's the problem. You're going with tradition, and right now it's working in a way, but you need to add a little bit more variety to the pay-per-view.
Add some flair to it, basically. Do what you did in 2003, like you said. I mean, at least one title match, or at least something different to add the card up. And that's another thing too. Like,
question: y'all say Nia got released because she was being too physical. Why can't wrestling stop being fake? Why can't it be real action for once, like the UFC and boxing? I mean, it's called pro wrestling, right? The problem there, dude, is that injuries happen. And the thing is fighting without gloves, and and stuff like that.
It's
with UFC, they're fighting with gloves.
Absolutely.
And with boxing, they're fighting with gloves.
Exactly. Like you're using like basically it's just like
you're basically padding on your hands. With wrestling, there's not padding on your hands. There's some people don't even wear knee guards.
That's very true. I mean, Brock Lesnar,
Brock Lesnar doesn't. Hell, you have fucking you have freaking Adam Cole pulling down his to hit a knee
like a running knee strike.
Do that in real life, you're knocking somebody's teeth out, or you're seriously hurting them. You're getting knocked out. So that's why it can't be real. That's the reason why.
Because it's like, and not just that too. Like you can also draw tremendous heat from the fans and from the executives that you work for. That's another thing too. Like this is also a job too. Like it's a good high paying job.
You got to think too. Sponsors.
That's right. I forgot about
if wrestling magically became real and somebody got seriously hurt in the ring, sponsors are going to back away.
So why
you're going to lose TV? You're going to lose TV deals.
And exactly.
So why call it pro wrestling if it's not going to be real? That's why a lot of people don't call it pro wrestling.
Like WWE is more like sports entertainment.
No, I'm talking about all of wrestling.
Oh yeah.
This is why wrestling is just called wrestling. It's not called pro wrestling, because I agree with that take. Calling it pro wrestling implies it's kind of like a pro sport. It's not.
It's misleading.
It's super misleading.
Like, think about it this way. Obviously, like we said, I'm saying, think about it, like here on YouTube. Like if you have like a weird title or that, it's like basically clickbait in IRL. Basically, that's what it is.
So that's why when you hear pro wrestling, it's clickbait, like Rob said, because you're thinking, oh, they're professional wrestlers. They graduated from high school and college wrestling to be pro wrestlers.
No,
if you want to talk about pro wrestling, the real pro wrestling, the UFC.
That's the best way we can put it for you guys. It's just
wrestling is just a bona fide TV show with scripted violence.
Absolutely. And sometimes even with that, I mean, like we said, injuries can happen. So I mean, it's still a scripted sport to some extent. I mean, I think you're frozen a little bit.
No, I'm not.
Oh, on my screen you are.
Oh.
You're just kind of like, but
I made the most meme-worthy face before I got frozen.
Exactly. But
am I frozen still? Am I still doing?
Yeah, you're still frozen on my screen. So, um,
Gotta see
but
that stupid ass
yeah,
face. God
but
damn.
yeah, and that's another thing too. Like, could you ever consider wrestling a scripted sport to some extent? Because it's like,
I would say it is a scripted sport to an extent because wrestlers do get hurt in real life sometimes when they mess up a move or they land the wrong way, and
okay, now you're off.
they are running around, they are
Mm-hmm.
active.
And
They
plus, I
do
guess, oh,
sometimes they do suffer the same injuries as real sports figures
mm-hmm.
do. Like look at what's her face from NXT?
Oh,
Damn. She just tore her ACL
um,
at
I know who you're
Halloween
talking.
Havoc.
I know who you're talking about. I can't remember her name. God damn it, it's really. And not to mention too, like there are
Oh,
times.
Zoe Stark. Zoe Stark.
Oh, he's always okay, but like,
She injured her ACL.
which
That's a
is
sports injury. That you see that in sports.
and like timetable wise, that can give you like almost up to a year, maybe a year and a half at most.
Yeah, at most if it's bad. But if it's not bad, probably a few months.
I say 6 to
But
8 months.
yeah, but back to the point I'm trying to make is that you could call it a sport, but I wouldn't call it a legit sport. I would call it a scripted sport.
Exactly, and that's
I'd call it a fixed sport.
yeah, I can see that because it's like we all. I mean,
Wrestling again, ha ha ha. Have a good
yeah.
night. I'll leave
Hey,
another like.
thanks, Ben. I really appreciate it.
Thanks, man. Yeah,
Yeah.
we're doing wrestling again, man.
Hey, look, man,
You
we try
know,
to get
we're
as much
big.
content.
Yeah, what are we gonna do? You know, every Friday is the It's the Real to Me podcast, brother. So
Um,
thank you for the like. Thank you for stopping by for two
absolutely,
seconds.
absolutely, and you also got to think too. Like we all know what the outcome's going to be, and they actually, and even though it's called pro wrestling, but even back behind the scenes, like the wrestlers talk to each other, like how they're going to finish the match or what spot they're going to like. They're kind of talking to each other with it. You know, it's kind
Yeah,
of like that.
like if you see look at when somebody gets fake hurt, right, and they're laying down, you watch their hand with their open hand.
Absolutely,
They start balling their hand up a few times. They're telling the ref that they're okay.
yeah. And there are times
That right there is
and
communication that it's scripted. It's not a real injury.
but there are times where if a real serious injury happens, the ref will put the arms in the X position to yeah, here
But the
hey,
thing is, Rob, they've done that for fake injuries too.
oh yeah, that's true.
They've done that for fake injuries. So
But yeah,
I'll discredit that. I think the real indicator of a real injury is the opponent that did the injuring,
absolutely. I mean
so to
that's
speak. If
yeah.
they
That's
react like, "Oh my God, I injured somebody," like look at Io Shirai in that situation with the ladder.
oh yeah.
You cannot tell me
Like there was
that Indy Hartwell and her reaction was not real.
because it's like and that's and same thing with MGF. Like when he tweaked his knee at Full Gear, and when he pulled down his knee pad, you can see where he tweaked the part of his knee. Like it's like lumped up. Like at times it's like, yeah, I mean it's crazy. I mean it happens. Like it's despite being a stretch sport, little blunder. Yeah, like we said, injuries are going to happen. Like Zoe Stark, hopefully did not tear her ACL. I hope it's.
I think they've written her off TV this week. I'm like I've been seeing it. She got beaten down backstage in kayfabe. I think that was the way. That was the way that they were going to write her off TV. But I'm not sure.
I mean, if she has if that, I mean, we all know it's probably going to be real. But like you said, I mean, there are ways to write, and that's another thing with wrestling too. Like they can write you off TV in so many ways. Like it's like not specific to one thing. Obviously, like like you said, was always started. They actually beat her down. Then next thing who knows? And we may not see her on TV, but then the possibility kind of things like we can kind of think like, okay, so they're kind of written her on TV so she can actually, hopefully recover from her ACL injury.
Yeah, and in the wrestling world, not just in WWE, they've literally written people off TV in crazy ways.
I mean, like, let's take Adam Page for example. He's a perfect example that has been written off TV. What, for how long has it been? Months?
Literally, I think like a better half of 2021.
Because it's like, yeah, it's just like, wait, how do we touch upon this? Because I completely forgot. I've completely forgot now. I'm losing. I'm losing my. I'm
crazy ways that people got written off TV in wrestling.
Well, not just that, like how Adam Page got written off TV. That's kind of what I was asking.
I forgot. Honestly, I forgot
because it's like.
Go ahead.
I was thinking, it's like maybe I feel like, and you can see it too. Like he doesn't even now, like he doesn't want to accept alcohol from anybody, which I kind of feel like
the Dark Order gave him a beer. Oh yeah, because they had him go to Alcoholics Anonymous.
Yeah, that's
him off TV, and now when the Dark Order gave him a beer, he threw it back.
Exactly, it's just like
not threw it back. I mean, throw it back.
Oh yeah.
But the craziest way that a person has been written off TV. Allie in her final day of Impact.
Oh my lord!
When they slit her damn throat.
Oof. Like
that was the craziest way possible.
But it was crazy. But from
TV.
I thought that was just an awesome but crazy way to write her off TV. Not trying to say anything about that. I mean, because with the really like the kind of like the weird angle that they had with Rosemary, Allie, and Su Yung, that kind of thing. It's like, it's just like that was a good chemistry between the three of them in Impact. Obviously, like you said, obviously, slitting her throat. Because obviously it was not kind of like the real thing. Because but that's just like it's like, that's an interesting way to write someone off TV. Not saying that.
I've never seen that before, unless it was an actual TV show where somebody got written off a show for whatever reason. Exactly. I've never seen that happen like that in wrestling.
Well, I mean, and like you said, I mean, there's a lot of ways. Like you said, I mean, wrestling has a lot of ways to write you off TV. Injuries can happen. It's just like there's a lot of things, and especially if you don't have like the proper training too.
Yeah, that could really hurt you in the long run. So there's not like a definite answer as to why.
Exactly.
It's called the way it's called, but all we can tell you is that it's misleading. It shouldn't be called pro wrestling. It's just called wrestling.
Like how we called it for years.
We just called it wrestling. We didn't call it pro wrestling.
It's just like now you're seeing these wrestlers say, "Oh, professional." It's like
they were just written off TV when it was Sonya last year due to her stalker. Not really. She lost a match. That wasn't really the craziest thing.
And not just that, she also had to take a lot of time off too. Because think about it,
it was literally a loser leaves match. That's not the craziest way. In the weirdest way.
We've seen that kind of stipulation in many different forms.
Countless times.
But yeah, I mean, and rightfully so. I mean, about Sonya too, it's just like she had to. I mean, like, if you guys have not seen what happened in the situation, like that takes a toll on the mental game.
It does. It takes a toll on your mental game.
Exactly. It's just
and she was pissed off. Pissed.
Oh yeah, especially from a former MMA fighter. Absolutely.
Oh my god.
That's
I was like when she went to court, when they announced she went to court, I'm like, I hope she doesn't armbar this motherfucker. I know she probably wanted to.
Oh, trust me. I mean, she would probably snap his neck. Probably, like, you could, like, this is why I think Do not pick a try
She might be crazy enough
to at least
to
put him in the hospital if I'm not,
put the motherfucker in the hospital on
because
life support or something. Like,
like it's like you don't fuck with an MMA fighter.
you
Little
don't. You
PSA:
don't.
do not fuck with an MMA fighter because that's going to be in a world of trouble. Just a little,
He was already in a world of pain when he did start the stalking, honestly.
absolutely, and that's kind of a PSA for those who
Don't stalk wrestlers, man. Don't do
absolutely.
it. Don't stalk celebrities. Don't stalk wrestlers
I mean,
that you like. Especially if they don't want you around
yeah,
their
exactly.
property.
Mm-hmm.
Which that's definitely the case. They really want people on their property. But don't try to hunt for them at airports.
I mean, that is another thing too. It's like it's absolutely crazy.
Because nine times out of 10, you're gonna have a bad influence.
That
Or you're gonna have a bad experience.
exactly, and it's just like there's the thing called boundaries. That's another thing too. People in like kind of what we're talking about. It's like there's that like let's do it for an example. Like the arm on my mic stand, like that. Just think about it as that's the line from like you have like a good space, and then once you cross over that, you're screwed. You're in that your fuck territory. That kind of thing.
Yeah. So my tip to you guys is if you want to see your favorite wrestler, wait till they're in town for a meet and greet.
Absolutely.
Even then, when you're at a meet and greet, don't be creepy about it.
I mean, and
say hi, how you doing? Get your autograph.
I mean, if you're nervous, I mean, you can't blame.
I
mean, it's, but yeah,
like we get it. We all got celebrity crushes. Doesn't give us the right to stalk them.
absolutely.
Remember Undertaker versus Ollie before 9/11? That storyline was written off in a weird way. Honestly,
I don't remember that one.
I don't remember that one either. I don't even think it was a storyline. It was just a random match.
Yeah, I think we had might have to go backtrack that.
That was a random.
Yeah.
Or no, it was a segment.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was just a one-off thing.
Yeah, that's very true.
It wasn't written off. It was just one-off.
Yeah. I mean, the way that Damien, Damien, you could have worded it a different way. I mean, we could have understand what you meant by that. Like, we just say, oh, it was like a one-off thing. Yeah, we get that. It's just like, and that's another thing too. It's just like you have some, like, I mean, we talked about it. I mean, and it's like, and it does too. Like, to this day, I mean, the word pro wrestling and the way that the wrestlers use it, like, it still, it irks me to some extent. It's like, you are not professional. Like, this is not like you see like these professionals like Major League Baseball, the NFL.
I mean, yeah, you're a professional. It's your job, but you're acting like it's a pro sport. It's not a pro sport.
Yeah, and that's kind of what irks me. So it's like, yes, we understand, where you're coming from, but in reality, it's just wrestling, plain and simple.
It's just a TV show.
Exactly.
It's not like you're sitting there watching a movie and you're like, it's a pro movie. It's a pro TV show.
Like,
no one says that.
Or think of it this way: look at how Lucha Underground was produced. That was a plain TV show with wrestling sprinkled in.
Flat out a TV show. Flat out.
Not
even going to beat around the bush on that. Flat out TV show.
Well, exactly. That's just kind of because I want to bring up that as an example to what we're saying.
Great example. Great example, Rob.
It's just like, but yes, I know you were kind of beating around the dead horse with it, but it was just well produced. Yes, we get that it has a little wrestling sprinkled in. Well, mostly Lucha Libre wrestling, which that's a tough question. Oh, that's a tough one.
Look, both were in the wrestling business at some point. One went against Inoki, one went against Tyson. But if we're gonna keep it wrestling themed. Mike Tyson, rocked DX, so he wins.
That's for sure. But they're both great, the greatest boxers of all time.
Yeah, they're both the greatest boxers ever. You
And
know,
well, I know they kind of want to get off track, but I mean, I'll save it for another time because I don't want to really get on.
yeah,
Like it's just like, I mean, we kind of like talked about boxing a little bit.
it wasn't a one-off thing though, because I remember it was a build-up storyline. That was a card for WrestleMania, but it got written off because all right, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Oh, that's
It
right.
was.
What's
It
that?
was on the card for WrestleMania, and then they scrapped it out of nowhere.
Which actually, that's a very good. Okay, yeah.
That was a crime.
I mean,
that itself was a crime.
Like, because I thought so. I was like, man, it's like
I was actually so hyped for that match when they announced it.
absolutely
So hyped. I was like, oh, we're getting Ollie versus Undertaker
at WrestleMania.
That's pretty fucking good. Pretty fucking good stuff.
And then the bad tragedy happens.
Bad tragedy happens.
Like it's,
and
I mean,
and
it was just dark.
Yeah, it was. It was a bad time in wrestling. But
yeah,
and I don't know, and that's another thing about wrestling. It has its ups and downs, dark moments, good moments, and that's what anything, even sports.
Eagles, what is going on, my guy?
Do you guys still play
WWE?
The WWE video games?
Every now and again,
I do.
When I get
every now and then, I have 2K17. I haven't gotten any new installments ever since because they suck.
Oh, since it's about the WWE video games, GM mode is back in WWE.
I'm actually hyped. I'm hyped for that.
Excited. It's like, shut up and take my money.
Shut the fuck up and take my goddamn money.
Man, I was going to say, man, remember the Fry meme from the Feature on a Fry meme? Exactly. Yeah. That kind of thing. Plus, I was like,
shut the fuck up and take my money.
For those who did not play GMO, man, you are missing. That was probably one of the best. What was that? SmackDown versus Raw that had my GMO? That had been a different.
The last one that had GMO'd. SmackDown versus Raw, 2008. That came out in 2007.
And that's another thing too. Like some that was misleading. It's like the fact that game came out in 2007 was like. But then again, did I accumulate this? It felt like it was coming into at the latter half of 2007, early 2008.
That the release of it was the latter of 2007.
Okay. But you got to think too, the title was still misleading at the time.
But here's the thing. Look at Madden. Look at 2K. They're a year ahead. Every year they're a year ahead.
Absolutely.
In the title.
And
Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson wanted to play in the NFL.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he wanted to play in the NFL, but he wasn't given a chance.
Happy 25th anniversary.
Because happy 25th anniversary to Rock.
Shit, man.
Who would have thought that 25 years ago when he debuted, that this man would blow up the way he has and become one of the biggest movie stars
of all time
ever.
Probably the big
all time ever.
It's just like, I mean, even in the NFL, man, he could have dominated the football field.
He could have dominated. He did good, and he did well enough in Miami to be considered for the draft. And when he got into the draft, he went undrafted. Yeah, and then he kind of gave up on it, and then he went to the Canadian Football League and got cut there. So we said, "Oh, screw it! I'm just gonna go to my dad's business." And he's a professional wrestler. He blew up in the professional wrestling business.
And it's been history ever.
Then he got a movie role. Then he got another movie role.
I mean, he just
became a movie star.
I mean, we can spend almost all night talking about The Rock, but 25 years.
And I looked it up. Rob. Apparently, the guy retired in 2019.
What, The Rock?
Yeah, apparently he retired in 2019.
Wow. That's very true too. He's the new owner of the XFL.
He is the new owner of the XFL. Thank God, because the XFL was going to be dead if he didn't buy it.
Yeah, and the fact that him and his ex-wife at the time now is actually owners.
Him and his ex-wife, who were still very good friends.
Yeah, like who would have thought?
A lot of divorces don't end ugly all the time, man.
Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes
it doesn't. Well, more often than not, it does. But sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it comes to a mutual agreement. Like, look, this is not working out. Let's just be friends.
And we saw, and this is the thing too. Like speaking of the X and Leroy, I think he's going to really do. I think that XFL is going to do really well as
He has that love of football.
Yeah,
still, in his heart.
And you would, and despite giving up on it as a player, but still having the love though. That's the thing. I think this. Look, when the NFL, and obviously, I know this obviously it's a wrestling podcast, and we don't talk about The Rock, but when the NFL is not playing, obviously the NFL is in the fall, but the fact that the NFL is in the spring, really, I'm thinking myself, well, actually, we could probably say that to the sports podcast tomorrow night.
No, it's perfect because. And he tried to merge it with the CFL, but that deal kind of fell through.
Yeah, it fell through.
It fell through, unfortunately. But that's okay. Yeah. That's okay because we got enough teams anyway.
Yeah, because I was thinking because I was going to make this somewhat irrelevant because I was thinking, the players in the NFL, like they have, if you can go,
I hope Rock doesn't turn into Roger Goodell. I hope the fuck.
Oh,
I don't think he will.
Because I feel like some of the rules, man, that was very interesting to say the least.
You got this taunting rule. You got this weird one of catches and all this other crap. We'll get to that.
NFL. Yeah,
we'll get to that tomorrow probably. But yeah, he's owning the XFL. He's a big name movie actor. Nobody would have thought 25 years ago when he debuted at the Survivor Series.
Yeah, as Rocky Maivia.
And
then gets packaged.
Ultra babyface. He gets repackaged a year later as The Rock. He blows up.
And it's all history from there.
Rest is history at this point.
At pretty much, man.
I don't think they'll have more success in the NFL.
I think it's going to do well.
They're not really competing against each other.
And I was really want to. I actually want to touch upon that. I think we should save that because had this thought. I might that we can probably touch on it tomorrow night because I don't think unless you want to hear my thought about the XFL. I mean,
I would touch on that tomorrow.
Yeah, okay.
Since this is like you made this a subsidiary of the sports podcast page.
Absolutely.
So,
and it's just like you said, like no one would have thought 25 years ago, The Rock would have been the owner of the XFL. Wouldn't it just it's crazy, man. You would think it's probably not being like the biggest movie star in Hollywood to this day. I mean, it's just it's crazy, man. It is. I'm not saying it's crazy, but it's crazy to think how long the Rock has been around for the last 20. It's
I know he's been managed to stay in the mainstream for 25 years.
Yeah, I mean he's a mainstream.
Whether it be from wrestling, Hollywood, the sports world, he's been able to stay relevant and
in the mainstream
in the mainstream, and he's been successful. And
exactly.
I really commend him for it because he worked so hard to get to that point.
Exactly.
Who's your guy's favorite wrestler?
Ooh.
Mine is Rey Mysterio. I like Rey too, but I also, as a kid, my first favorite wrestler I gravitated to was John Cena in 2003.
It was Stone Cold Steve Austin.
That's a good pick. Great pick.
Because it's there's something about Stone Cold. It's just him and Vince, man. You can put any storyline with those two together. Even 25 years later, and he can still stun the boss and all that shit. It's taunting.
You want to know why he was so loved in that feud? Because he did what everyone wanted to do to their boss.
Exactly.
Just saying.
And not to mention, he also covered him in a beer bath, and it's just the guy is just the Maestros was exceptional for him.
Oh my god, he was amazing, dude. Amazing all night.
And the fact that in '96, and the fact that he broke out the very first Austin 316, I'm gonna whoop ass is was like, oh man, I know what this is. And ever since then, that sold a lot of shirts. When that shit, when
Austin 3, I still want that shirt. Just
exactly.
Austin 316.
It's just like that's not gonna go away for years. Like people, like most of it,
it's still in the shop.
yeah, like that. You know, it's still relevant to this day. Ever since 1996.
Mm-hmm.
And like him and The Rock, man, those two know how to work with each other, but the different.
I feel like the reason why that's the case is because of how close they were as friends.
Like it's it amazes me just like the relationship that those two had, even off screen. It's like, wow.
You even seen it in Austin's final match at WrestleMania. Watch that final minute of the match when Rock pins Austin for the final time. He taps him on his chest, and then goes to celebrate.
Like
basically telling him, "You did good, man. And you had a hell of a career."
Exactly, and it's crazy because when I watch that, it's hard not to get emotional because it's like it's just the chemistry that those two had was just outstanding. Like you can't find that anywhere else nowadays. It's like those two are just one of a kind. I mean,
for sure.
Dude. And the fact that they're also the faces of the Attitude Era at the time as well.
Nowadays, I kind of would remember when we were all kids trying to imitate the moves from watching.
Absolutely.
Me and my little brother used to fucking have wrestling matches in the living room.
I remember having wrestling matches with a huge stuffed animal. It's like
I had wrestling matches with a freaking pillow.
It's just like
I even had title title matches.
Exactly, and that's just like
I always retain, but you know,
I mean, and that's the thing too. Like wrestling nowadays, like no matter if it's WWE, New Japan, Impact, AEW, like they always had some sort of impact on either myself, my buddy Tyler, or any other kid all around the world.
Yeah,
because like think about it this way, and Tyler, and I mentioned this too. Like I didn't get my exposure till late '97, early '98.
Yeah.
So I was very young when I got my exposure into the Attitude Era, and I didn't really.
Hold on, go ahead, finish.
And and you kind of know my story. And 1999 is when I start watching wrestling full time as a kid.
You were fairly young at that point.
Yeah, and I remember the Monday Night Wars clearly. You know,
I started watching it in 2002, and I told this story. I was 4.
Yeah.
I had no business watching it at 4. Wait, how WWE was? I had no business.
God,
and I don't even know. And I watch it back now, and I'm like, I don't know how the hell I had any business watching this.
Absolutely, because it's just like it shows that it shows a lot of it brings joy to us as kids. I mean, now at times as adults, like look, and that's the thing too. And we said this before, like. Yes, we get that wrestling space, but as a kid, we don't know that. We
as a kid, that was the magic of wrestling.
Yeah, it's just like
it was that bad. As a kid, we were never told what we were watching was fake.
But as soon as we got older and see how it just kind of things were done.
And then we were told, told around like 11, 12 years old that like, look, it's fake.
I was like, I don't care.
We kind of got pissed. I kind of got pissed off and stopped watching until like 2016.
I mean, I was told that
I got pissed off about it. I'm done watching wrestling. Yeah. It's too fake for me. And I'm like, 2016. I watched an episode. I'm like,
oh my,
what am I doing? This is just a TV show.
Exactly, and it's just like, yeah. And even when I told it was fake, like, I don't care. I still enjoy watching it.
I broke my femur from jumping off the bed.
Yikes.
Hurt like hell. If I had a chance to go back and do it all over again, I most definitely would. You know what? If you were a real wrestler in a match and you broke your damn femur, They would say the same. They would say the same thing. Like, I would go back and do the same damn thing.
Yeah,
I'd break my leg all over again.
exactly, and that's the thing too. Like wrestling has one of those stars that actually leaves a huge impact.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Eddie Guerrero is probably the number one guy that everybody looks up to.
For sure. But back to the wrestling being real as a kid thing.
Oh yeah,
that ties into that. Back in the day, we looked at these wrestlers as superheroes.
Exactly, like
and supervillains. We looked at these guys.
I mean,
as Superman and Batman and Joker and
that kind
all
of
those guys. Now it's like, they're just ordinary people playing a character.
But that's kind of, as a kid, that's kind of what the magic was. Like, because like it showed, like, because like obviously the face and the heel, obviously the good guy and bad guy kind of concept. Yes, like
we didn't even get that concept back in the day. We didn't know
exactly
face, heel, good, bad. Good guy, bad. When we did get good guy, bad guy, but we thought there was a real good guy and a real bad guy. We thought the bad guy. We thought the bad guy was a real jerk in real life when he wasn't. And we thought the good guy was actually a good guy, even though now we would think he's actually is a good guy.
But he's a jerk.
Some faces, though, can be dicks.
I mean, like you said, I mean, like with the heels and stuff, I mean, which is, it's crazy nowadays. It's like, we all know that the arcade is pretty much died out in the last
favorite WWE memory that made you cry. This ain't a memory. When Undertaker retired. I cried like a little goddamn baby when he retired. It was last year. Last year, I cried like a damn baby when Undertaker retired.
For me, it was the passing of Eddie, because I've always loved Eddie growing up.
To me, though, like when the wrestlers died, the only one that really made an impact on me was Brody recently. But back in the day, I was Stonewall. When wrestler died, nothing.
I was like, yikes, man.
Which is weird. Because somebody just really died and you have no emotion. What was wrong with me?
Exactly. But yeah, I mean, the Undertaker, and you gotta think too, the Undertaker's part of most of our childhoods for me, almost like the last 20 years. Even though he's been
for me, I think it was like the last. How long ago was 2002?
2002, going on 19. No. Wait a minute. What's it? 20? It'll be actually be 20 years for you. Actually, 2022.
Oh yeah, almost 19 years. Or actually 18 years, because he retired last year for 18 years.
I mean, despite
the Undertaker had been an avid part of my childhood.
Minus
like the 5 years I stopped watching it, the Undertaker was that guy. The worst death was Owen. That should have been avoided. That was avoidable. That should have been avoided.
And if you have not seen and just, I mean,
we've beat a dead horse about that. But back to the Undertaker thing. For the last 18 years prior to him retiring,
it hits you right in the feels, man.
It hit me hard,
like a ton
of
bricks. It's just like
I don't cry to anything. Like, I could sit there and watch a tearjerker and not cry.
Oh, but you're pretty much like you said.
I think I watched Titanic once, didn't cry.
I watched
all the Nicholas.
I absolutely hate it.
I watched like one Nicholas Sparks movie and I did not cry.
Don't care for those.
I'm like, those are usually to get people, but I wasn't gotten. But Undertaker retiring, and I'm pulling my eyes out.
Because think about it this way: the Undertaker's been doing it for 3 decades. Since 1990. And
even before that, WCW for a few years.
Yeah, but this is before
he went to WWE.
Yeah, and that was late 1989 to 1990, where he actually got repackaged to the Mortician that we know today.
Yep, and then for 20, 25, 30 years, he's been there. You might hate me. Look. That gets you a pass. Okay, it's okay to cry to tearjerkers, man. Get a pass. We don't hate you. We do not hate you. It's okay. I may be stonewalled to that movie, but it's okay.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Something went wrong.
Oh yeah,
Try reloading the page
because the keep it 100 say this lives.
Oh.
We can't appease anybody. Our
We're
job's
not judging. We're not judging. Don't worry. It's okay to cry to that movie.
Actually, but yeah, like, and that's the thing too. Is like the Undertaker, man. I mean, the best part of it that I can remember is the minute.
Bro, we got a hater. We got a hater in the comments.
Who gives a shit at this point?
This live stream is boring as shit.
Hey, look, and I'll say this to the day I die. We don't
give a shit. If you don't like us, get out.
Hey, oh, that's a tough one. Oh, that's a very good one.
Which retirement hit y'all the most? Edge or Undertaker?
Oh, that's tough.
I would say Edge because that retirement was unplanned.
Yeah,
that's it wasn't. It really hurt because it was a guy's career getting ripped away. Undertaker, he retired in his own accord,
and we saw that, and we can see it. And think about it this way: this guy is almost 60. Well, I mean, somewhere. I think both. See, that's tough though. Like, you can go either way with the two, but I mean, both kind of hit hard though, in their own respective rights.
In their own respective rights, yeah, they have. They've hit hard. With that said, we're gonna end the stream here.
But yeah, you're frozen again on my end.
Whatever, we're ending the stream anyway.
Yeah.
If you guys like the video, or if you like the stream, give us a thumbs up, give us a subscribe. If you don't like the video, get out. You don't even have to subscribe. You don't even have to watch future streams. You don't even have to even subscribe.
Hey, look, we can't appease anybody. We can't
appease everybody.
Exactly.
So if you think so that one hater, if you think our stream is boring as shit,
I mean, he's already blocked anyway. So I mean,
why even comment? Why do you even comment?
Absolutely. And
that's
look,
the
trust
problem.
me.
Why the hell did he even have the gumption to comment that?
Absolutely. And look, I deal with haters in my comment section of my videos. Like, I just do it. Because there's I can
honestly, I saw that comment and I couldn't help but laugh.
Exactly. And look, because like this is all because like what Damien and Blue Sea are kind of asking, it's because it kind of ties into the because we kind of pretty much hit the segments all on the head pretty much for the last little bit over an hour. So,
all right. Well, one more question: which WWE?
Ooh, that's a very good question.
Do you guys hate the most and could not stand getting the belt? Back in the day.
Oh, that's
when I thought wrestling was real, Edge. But nowadays, I mean, I have to say Charlotte.
I was about to say because I knew because we touched that on earlier in the show.
Yeah, that was one of the topics on the show.
Oh, that's tough though. That's at one point I could say Triple H because at one point I actually did not like Triple H during that time, but over time, once he started like, kind of changing it a little bit. Well, actually, no. Wait a minute, I'm wrong there. Yeah, to some extent. I mean, Triple H to some extent, but now I'm gonna have to go with Charlotte as well because it's like, because I know I do not want to beat a dead horse around this. If you guys not have seen the little controversy between Charlotte, you guys can Google search that because we kind of talked about it yesterday and we got more in depth in today, basically. That's an easy question. For me, I'm going to have to go with, I might have to go back to Trish Stratus. Now it's actually Trish Stratus. Holy
Very valid.
mother God.
Very valid. She was pretty as hell back in the day. But my first WWE crush didn't come until about 2016. I'm still crushing on her.
That's Alexa Bliss.
It's Alexa Bliss all day, every day.
Like,
man.
how could you? I remember, and especially even though we did mention WWE Video Games, try to add like one more segment to it, to the show. When WWE SmackDown, when the picture of Trish Stratus was on this, and she was part of one of the many loading screens on that video game. Like, I was like, as a kid, like, how the hell am I supposed to react to that?
You just sit there and fucking just freeze like, oh shit.
Lucy, are you talking about Sasha Banks? I think that's what I think.
Forgot her name, but her hair color is blue. That's Sasha. That's Sasha. You like Sasha?
Yeah,
that's a valid one too. She's pretty.
She's good looking too. I mean, not gonna
she's
lie.
Pretty.
But for me, actually, current days now it's Rhea Ripley. Holy Christ, man!
Oh my God!
Oh my Lord!
God. She gives Alexa Bliss for me a run for her goddamn money.
Exactly. Like now, I think.
Dude, when I saw Rhea Ripley in NXT, I was floored. I'm like,
look out, women's division.
I'm like, yeah, I think Alexa Bliss got to run for her money.
Yeah, I feel like this is I feel like Alexa Bliss's character was more tamer than what in comparison to what Ripley's character is.
Ripley's is more like emo gothic type.
Yeah, but it like heavy metal, like the
heavy metal type, yeah. Alexa, she's just scary as hell with this weird.
Yeah, but for me, I actually like the Harley Quinn gimmick because the comic book nerd inside me kind of geeked out a little bit. So it's like, because I actually like Harley Quinn in the comic books, even in the way how she was portrayed in the media and in pop culture. It's just like the fact that we saw Alexa kind of do that's like, okay, I'm actually liking this. I mean,
then it got stale, but we touched on that yesterday. So
I mean, it could be worse than her first gimmick as a cheerleader.
Favorite WWE wrestler theme song?
Oh,
I already got mine on hand. What's yours? You go first.
I'm gonna have to go with The Rock because despite
what version? What version? There's a lot of versions.
The Attitude Era.
There was like 3 versions in that era.
I mean, I know there was 3 versions, but I think it was like 1999, if I'm not mistaken.
The corporate one. The corporate one.
Yeah, the corporate one actually.
Okay, that's a good pick.
Actually, if I have to go with an honorable mention, I'm going to have to go with the Undertaker from the Ministry during that time. That was
my honorable mention would have to be American Badass Taker, but from 2003. That freaking song was a banger, bro.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, that was from Limp Bizkit. Roll.
No, that was not. No,
that was not.
This is after the Limp Bizkit.
Oh, okay.
After that, he had another song from 03 to 04 when he got buried alive.
Ah, okay, that makes perfect sense.
But my favorite song entrance, you're gonna love me for this.
Oh boy,
Drew McIntyre's from 2009 and 10.
Actually broken. See,
that song was freaking gold. I was so pissed when they didn't bring that shit back.
Oh, and look, even his theme song now, man, it's kind of a banger.
It's okay, but to me it sounds kind of generic.
Yeah, because it's like the Broken Dreams. I don't know. I think we've got it. Even McIntyre himself said, "Look, he wants to bring the Broken Dreams song back."
And I hope they, and he wanted to bring. He was in the same boat as Jeff Hardy.
Absolutely.
He wanted to bring back that original theme when crowds returned. Crowds have returned. Where's it at? Are you guys Team Raw or Team SmackDown? This is very easy. In terms of quality, Team SmackDown.
Team SmackDown all the way when it comes to quality.
Shows. When it comes to quality of shows. Because Raw sucks.
Yeah, I mean...
Completely, it sucks. SmackDown is kind of decent, which I can settle for decent.
better than that. It's better than what we got right now.
Yeah, it's better than what we have right now.
But
so,
yeah, I mean,
one more.
yeah,
We can go for at least one more question or two more questions if you like.
absolutely.
Because we're thinking about ending the stream here. So we're gonna wait until you. If you have any more questions, you can ask away.
Absolutely.
Nothing yet, man.
Nothing yet.
All right. Well,
Oh,
you guys might hate me. You guys might love me. I am Team WWE Raw. That's right. I said it. Look, that's personal preference. We're not gonna hate you.
Nah.
If you think
Absolutely not.
Raw, if you like Raw, you like Raw. Who cares?
Exactly.
It's our personal opinion that we think Raw isn't good. If you think Raw is good, then good for you.
Hey, look, more power to you. I mean, we respected your opinions, and we don't have hard feelings towards it.
No hard feelings.
Absolutely.
We're not even gonna hate you for it. All right.
Nah. And besides, Blue City is a pretty good guy too, because he also comes into my streams as well.
He seems like a cool guy, you know.
Oh, yeah, he's a huge Sixers fan though.
He's a huge what?
He's a huge Sixers fan, despite being a Giants fan at the same time.
Oh,
that's like yes.
Not every person is obligated to like one team from one city.
Exactly, but the fact that I saw like he actually lost the Sixers, like, okay, I'm actually going to be really good. I was like, did we just? Well, I was going to have that Step Brothers one. I was like, did we just become best friends?
Yep. Oh. Went to cry in the garage. Yep.
Yeah. But yeah.
Starts kicking pumpkins and shit.
Yeah. But yeah. I mean, I think we're going to probably end it here because it's also shit. I mean,
I'm not exhausted as shit. I just.
Well, you're probably going to be up at like 2 a.m. I was like, yeah, I can't.
I'm usually up past that, bro.
I don't know how you like. Do you not sleep?
I do, but I sleep all day.
What are you, a vampire now?
Apparently. I'm pale as one, so I might as well be.
But yeah, man. For those who stuck around, actually interact in the chat, yeah, thank you, man. It really means a lot to both us and all that.
We love you guys, minus that one hater.
Trust me,
but this is the last time I'm gonna rib him. Don't worry. He deserves he deserved a little bit of a ribbing. We love you guys. Mental health does matter. Watch and don't be like that commenter. Watch what you do say to people.
Oh yeah, that's very.
If you don't like a video, just say this video isn't really for me. But that's all right. I hope you guys, and if you think a video isn't good,
just tell it.
Don't just flat out say, "Oh, you guys are boring," or "You got."
Like, just let us know. Like, is there something we can work on?
Like, if there's something we could work on, just
okay. Lucy just put in a little joke. Sorry, man.
Bro, did he just go all Twilight on my ass?
Oh, I didn't think about it. No,
this motherfucker thinks I'm a sparkling.
Oh, I didn't think of that.
I don't sparkle. I'm okay. My name is not Edward fucking Coleman.
God. But yeah. I mean, that's kind of But yeah, if you like what you see.
If I was a vampire, I would befriend a werewolf. Don't worry.
Oh yeah.
You'd be fine. Anyway.
But if you like what you guys see here on now a subsidiary of the Philly Sports Talk podcast channel as well. Make sure you hit the like button on both channels. Make sure you hit the subscribe button to both. We're one away from 20 here on the It's Real Me podcast channel. It's like, holy shit, man.
We were already one away from 20, and we only did this for 3 months.
Absolutely. And
I'm grateful for that, honestly. I'm grateful for you guys for sticking through.
Yeah.
the shows, asking questions, interacting with us.
Wow.
It's amazing. And I love and that was a big move by we do not ever talk about Twilight.
Oh,
That
that's
movie
huge
is a
facts.
blasphemy. That's true. I refuse to even watch that movie.
Because that was like but don't want to go in.
Acting in that movie, I watched it once, and the acting in that movie
I can think of better vampire movie to name than that is 30 Days a Night. Who remembers that?
Lost Boys is better than that shit.
Oh, haven't seen it. I've never seen the Lost Boys.
What the fuck is that?
I haven't seen it. I mean, I wouldn't say, but yeah, I mean, it's got an hour 21 minutes, man. I'm actually also, if you're also a huge gaming fan too, like I also if you also like a huge Pokemon fan like myself, I actually caught myself some the remakes of Pokemon Diamond Pearl.
Yeah, follow his Twitch.
Oh yeah,
his Twitch.
Hey, we're already 3 hours on Twitch already.
Yep, and I would do Twitch. I would do Twitch too, but I don't have a capture card or a thing.
Well, I just stream
set
it
up
and that's
you
what I
guys
usually
stream
do.
it and do like the whole webcam thing, which I don't have a webcam.
Not really.
And stuff.
There was one time I did one gameplay on Twitch without the webcam, and that got me decent amount.
I know, but it's opportunity. But it's opportunity to have a webcam for it. You know.
Yeah, that's true.
That's what gets views. People with webcams.
Oh, absolutely.
So I don't do Twitch. I only do podcasting. You're lucky, and I have a sister. She made my life miserable, forcing me to take her to see that movie. I feel so bad for you, man.
I feel absolutely horrible.
I feel terrible. I feel terrible for even mentioning it. It gave you PTSD. I am so sorry.
Absolutely. But yeah, like you said before, we kind of got off track with all the Twilight stuff. You guys are.
Hey, Blue City said vampire and werewolf. I didn't mention it.
And I didn't think about it. So it's like, and then you said Twilight. I was like, I didn't. Then again, but yeah, if you guys like what you see, make sure to leave a like on both the streams here. Obviously on the Philly Sports Podcast, Philly Sports Talk Podcast channel, since it's been rebranded, and here
blooper alert.
Yes, sir. And the It's Real New Podcast channel. If you like, also make sure you hit the subscribe button on both channels, because we're one away from 20 here on the It's Real New Podcast channel, and we're one away from 210.
Yeah, we're killing it on both fronts. Our views are up on both accounts. We promise we'll keep working hard, keep grinding for you guys.
Absolutely.
But you guys showed up and showed out for us. We're gonna show up and show out for you.
But I think this week, I think obviously with Thanksgiving coming up, we're gonna have a little bit. Oh yeah, that's very true.
Our games is way better. It's top tier.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, Monday we're not gonna do the retrospectives. We're taking that off because
it's Thanksgiving week.
It's Thanksgiving week.
But you guys will catch me live.
You can catch us live on Friday.
Yeah, Friday. And I'll be live on Saturday night as well for the Sixers game.
We'll be live for the Sixers game. Won't you be live for the Thanksgiving game too?
Probably not. I haven't done a football game ever on this channel.
No, I'm talking about the Sixers game, because you had a Thanksgiving one for
the
Sixers.
This is gonna be my first one weekend.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right.
But yeah.
So watch that stream. Be on the lookout for that one. Then the following Monday we'll do a retrospective.
If you have
we'll probably do it on night. We'll probably do it on Nitro episode 3.
Well, actually, we're actually gonna let the fans decide. This is the fans.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. We're gonna let you guys.
I did put a poll on my Twitter.
So
if you're not following me on Twitter,
follow him on Twitter.
And speaking of which, might as well check that now while we get a chance.
All right. See what the poll is standing right now.
So far, wow, it's split 50-50 between Thunder, Nitro, and Classic Raw at the moment.
Oh, how many votes?
2 vote so far?
The problem with that Blue City is that we're a wrestling podcast.
Yeah, because
So
we have very little boxing knowledge.
we have no boxing knowledge and it doesn't pertain to wrestling. So we'll probably do it for sports.
Oh yeah,
Sports podcast.
but I think,
But
if you guys have checked my poll on my Twitter for the fans choice episode or fans choice of our retrospective series, go check that out. I even on the Philly Sports Talk podcast channel, all my social media and even on the Spotlight Sports Network social media is linked down below on that as well. So you guys
it is a close race so far. It's 50-50 split.
So you guys have a lot of time. You can actually, if you want to vote, actually I said it for a week, so you guys have a lot of time. So so we can actually get like the full amount of numbers. So and then, but yeah, guys, I mean, just been amazing so far the last almost hour and a half. But I got nothing.
I got nothing either. So with that said, thank you guys for tuning in.
Oh, hang on.
See you guys. What?
We got I have oh god, how old was I in 20? I was what's 2022 now, or almost 2022. What am I? I think I went to see. I went to only went to one event, and that was Raw. Unfortunately, for my birthday.
I've never went to a WWE event or a wrestling event in person. I had plans to go in 2020, but COVID took that away from me.
Absolutely, and plus I think you also said the wrestling guys kind of hated you.
And I said it because I had moved after the fact, or before AEW actually had a chance to be in Philly.
Absolutely.
And once they actually had a show in Philly, I'd already moved.
Yeah.
So I was like, the wrestling, and I said it, I was like, the wrestling gods hate me. So at this point, eventually I will get to go to an event in the future.
I'm hoping same with here because it's been almost 6 years since I've been to an event.
All right, so so at this point, no more questions. We're gonna end the stream here. We're beat.
Yeah. Plus I got work in the morning. Well, technically the afternoon, I should say, at 12 p.m. Actually, no. Wait a minute. No, I'm wrong. I don't go to go in at 5 o'clock at night. I'm an idiot. I'm a complete idiot.
Still,
wait. Tomorrow's Saturday.
Oh
fuck.
God.
I'm thinking Sunday. I'm like, fuck. I'm sorry. Like, you know, you're beat when your brain's not functioning the way that's. But yeah.
But
we're
beat. We're beat. We're tired. Our brains are stopping with the functions and all this other shit. So thank you guys for tuning in. And we will see you guys next time. Peace.